Week 12 of the Senna series, the finale. We have, in the previous 11 weeks, it's been about 16 hours to paint every single stroke live, unedited in those videos. It's all there in the playlist if you want to watch any stage of this. It's all there in real time, no time lapses. I just talk through it as we go. Today's the last day, just got the wheels to go. I'm guessing about an hour or so, like every other week. So, well and truly under 20 hours for the whole thing. 1200 by 900 millimeter canvas using Createx illustration by What Airbrush. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the wheels, concentrate on that before we do any other little bits and pieces that I can see. I've decided that I'm actually going to run some tape around this edge. Now, I'm free-handed here and there. I can freehand it if I wanted to. I just feel like it's a more efficient way to do it. A lot of learnings that have come from this is just opening my eyes a little bit of trying to do things the most efficient way. This is against my programming. I don't normally mask, especially this sort of size area, but we're going to put a big chunk of grey, big black. I think having it masked around will be easier, and I'll freehand around it. But yeah, I hope it doesn't end up too sharp. We'll see how we go. But I think efficiency wise, it's probably going to be the quickest way through it. Well, maybe not much, who knows. Anyway, thank you for everybody that's here again in the premieres and the guys that have been there every week. Seriously, there's been people, the muckers, been there every week, maybe bar one or two if they've missed out or whatever, but really appreciate you guys always being here and the support, encouragement to keep me for me to keep going. You know, it's been really good, really good. Yeah, it's actually exciting to come to the end of this. Bloody better I've come to the end of this today, I must say, because what's going on there? I haven't got the picture out. Oh, way down there this way. All right. I know what I was saying. Can't concentrate and talk at the same time. I did say last week that I won't be doing this. I won't be in a rush to do this again. It's been really, really good, especially how it stopped me coming up with new ideas and whatever, but it also became a little bit of not a drain. It was on my mind a lot, you know. And I'd get a couple of weeks in front and think, oh, beautiful. And those weeks would get eaten up real fast. And it was like, oh my God, now I'm behind again. And there was plenty of times where I just made it each week. So, yeah. It's been good. It might be just a once a year sort of thing where I do a major project like this. I'm going to keep doing videos, of course, and really enjoy the premieres. I might probably open myself up now for a bit of time to do lives again, which would be cool. They were good, like real lives, rather than the premieres. So we'll see what we've got. It's been tricky because of I'm trying to record my airbrush courses at the same time, and it's just, yeah, work full time and squeezing it all in. Anyway, not complaining, that wasn't a very good bit. You see, I've got this tape doesn't turn that well, so I'm sort of doing some overlapping straight edges. I'm going to freehand over the top of it, so it doesn't matter too much, but so you got these sharp corners. I can just sort of put a straight over the edge there, and what I'm going to do also in a second, you'll see, is I'll build the wall around. So if I left it all flat, I'd have to mask everything because the overspray travels so far. But if I build a wall, which is, I'm going to use the tape, I'll get the 2-inch tape and make it up there so the overspray hits and flicks up, so it won't go all over anywhere where I don't want it to. Alright. There. I've masked here and there anyway. Look, I'd mask this bit of the car. This front edge I hadn't masked, but I will now. I was trying to look before when I get to finish the wheels. There's a bit underneath the car to clean up, some shadows and stuff. I was always looking back on the actual face, wondering whether I should do some more work to it. It's going to be one of those ones where I sort of find most of my artworks, you don't complete them, you abandon them. So this will definitely be one of those, because I'm finishing it today no matter what. As once again, this time I remembered my timer, but I forgot to put it on. It's only been going 5 minutes, so I'll set it for 55. So when that goes off, I'd hope that I'm finished or close, very close to. Now you see what I mean about building the wall. When you give it a slight bend, it'll want to sit up automatically anyway. So even if it's a straight, you just sort of give it a little bit of a bend and it'll want to sit up. I'm just going to oh no, see, already just changing my plans. I'm always just thinking ahead, like that. I've made a choice of what I'm doing, so this is the choice now I made to mask this, and I did think about it a lot off camera in between the last video and this one. It's the same day, by the way, it's just later in the day. A week later in the real world, but of uploading to YouTube, but I painted the helmet this morning. Yeah, so in that meantime, I was sort of thinking, oh, will I mask it? Will I won't mask it? I'm like, well, I've definitely got to finish it today, like in this video. So I think this will be a little bit faster. It's definitely faster to actually paint once I've done it. But yeah, it's taken me now about 6 or 7 minutes just to mask it. So that's pretty quick. Might not be much in it, but anyway. And I am going to freehand around it, like I said. Just waffle, 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 Damo. Right. Now, what have I got going on there? Oh, that's that bit. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I might. Got a new blade here. I just want to do one little cut. It's a brand new blade. There's this part here. Actually goes to a point. There we go. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to start with the lightest grey on the sheen of the tyres there, just a middle grey. I'm not going to colour match it, just going to use a grey because I surface mix the colours with black over the top or white on top of the grey if I need be. So it's just, here's a grey I've been using while recording the course. That'll do. When I first come up with this idea of the Senna, I thought, oh, this is going to be a whole series. I'm going to do Schumacher, and I'm going to do current drivers, yeah, or Lewis Hamilton, and all of them. I was going to say Piastri, which, because I'm an Aussie, everyone knows Piastri's big, but he didn't win it, like Lando Norris. You could do all of it, you know, I'd go right back and do Niki Lauda and stuff too if I wanted to, but Nigel Mansell was a favourite of mine back in the day. But just, even though really, I mean, it's going to be even 17.5 hours if I'm exaggerating a little bit. So definitely way under 20 hours is pretty good, but it's just 20 hours I don't have all the time at the moment. So I'm not going to continue to do a whole series of this. I do like the concept though. with the helmet and stuff. What there isn't is not many lines, not many pencil lines here, to give me an idea where this goes. What I think I'll do, even though I feel like that's probably the right colour, I'm going to get the white on top, and because there's some streaks and like a little bit of texture type of thing there, I'm going to do that now. Then switch to the black and see if I can shape it all in that one hit. Down here, the reflection is a little bit different colour than the top. Was obviously the light bouncing off the road, so I'll just tint that out after. So what I want to make sure, because I'm going to tint it after, that it's brighter than it needs to be initially, because even if with a looks like a brownish sort of tint, it's going to darken it, so you need to allow for that. We've got a bit of sideball action going on there. And the cool thing, I don't know if you can see it on the, I'll show you, on the reference, I've sort of, see it looks a little bit sort of fuzzy on the edge of the tyre. It's got like a double, when you get like motion blur, you sort of get like a ghosted image behind it, and I did that on purpose because I really wanted to get that speed feel to it, which is why the little lines on the top, again, to show that speed. Even the angle of the car, try to exaggerate. I want to really feel like there's speed here in this picture, and I reckon it sort of works. So it's going to be good fun doing that little ghosty image to give you that little bit of motion blur just off the tyre a little bit. Okay, that'll do. I'm going to get to white now. If you notice, they always sort of look a pretty average in the initial stages, and they just sort of get there in the end. First thing I'm going to do actually is just do that little streak off the front wheel. Even though it'll get covered, it'll just sort of show me where it goes. What happened there? The hose got stuck to the tape and it pulled in, made me stop. I got a dot. And then it did it again on a bit of tape. Okay. Didn't realise I had, I assume it's grooved tyres in this era. I thought they came a little bit later. We've got the straight grooves, but it looks like it here. It's just obviously it's moving so fast so you don't see it, but definitely like a groove sort of texture going on. Now I've got to guess roughly where this edge is. Actually like a little bit lost, there's no pencil lines at all, and now that I've got it masked, it's a bit hard to actually see where these, like I'm just looking at the edge of that tyre there, had this line so I know where that front wheel is, and it sort of must go a bit like sort of that. So if I stuff it up, then maybe it's going to take for more than the hour. The downside to a pseudo live, as like I said, it's not live, but I can't sit here and say this is the last one, even though I did. I'm just assuming, like, what if something really major happened and I stuffed it up, and then it could be the second last one. But you will know because The title of the video should say grand finale, hopefully. But I'm not editing out, is what I'm saying. If I did it all, I wasn't talking the way through it, then I could just tell you. I'm actually feeling so lost with this one. Not lost, like I know what I'm doing colour-wise, but just the placement of all these sort of lines and stuff. I'm thinking I might actually have to, for the first time out of this whole artwork, print the one-on-one references just to help me line it all up and get it right. I mean, I think I've had the one-to-ones for the cutouts and stuff, but I might actually go and have to purposely print one-to-ones for that tyre section just to make sure I can locate where all these edges and stuff are. Textures like this doesn't matter. Close enough is good enough. Well, the whole thing, none of it's pixel perfect to the reference, but okay. That will do, and now I'm just thinking. There's a real bluish tinge on the top there. I'm going to do that now while it's masked up still. Got a transparent blue here. I'm just going to lightly put it on. It's not blue by any means, but it'll be too blue now. The black will kill it off, but I just want to put it there where I can be high and just do it lightly. So that will affect the black and the grey and everything. So you're just going to have that little bluish tinge, even the top of this front tyre a little bit. Having said that, I might wipe it out, and that was a waste of time, but pretty safe bet to do while it's masked up. And in the same vein, let's grab the skin tone, which will be perfect. I've used this skin tone quite a bit. This is one of the shadow colours, very shadow orange. And I'm going to put that down here, just to, again, there's a definite brownish sort of tinge down the bottom half of these tyres. Be too strong with it, that's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to black, transparent black. Okay. Start where I can see the pencil line still. Wondering whether I've got the right attitude today. I've walked in, right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to just finish it, and I feel like more than any other week there's a bit of a angst, like a, not a bad angst, but like a rushing, which hasn't been there. So I'm going to breathe and take a chill pill. That I can see the finish line so close. I might have to use the opaque black there, doesn't, because there's still raw canvas. For all this paint, there's still raw canvas there, and the transparent black doesn't. It'll cover eventually. Alright, just shut up and just do it. I'll just put 2 coats. I'm seriously feeling like I'm doing something wrong right now, like that I've not mastered in the right spot or something. So if, like, should I just listen to my gut and go get the one-to-one reference? What it means is I'm going to unmask it when I do. So what I'll do, I am going to do it. I'm going to go print my one-to-one reference to double check it. So I'm just going to work a little bit around the outer edge so I can unmask it safely. So if it is right, I don't waste any time having to remask. Not that, you know, I told you I was going to freehand around it anyway. Got to listen to your gut sometimes. Gut saying, Dino, what you doing, broski? That's all right, down the bottom here, okay. There's a lot of subtle shapes like on the edge of this tyre here, on the bottom part of this tyre. It's sort of like looks like it's just a nice even black part at the bottom, which I did there, but there's a hint of texture there and there's a hint there where that tyre, and I'm just gonna, if my masking is off a little bit, then I could have made a mistake. So yes, definitely need to do some looking at that. Not looking at that, I'm going to go get the one-to-one reference. I just want to do just the very edges now. I mean, it's going to look odd when I unmask it anyway. It's going to look like it's stuck on there too much, which is why I'm going to freehand over the top. But okay, that'll do. I've seen here I can work, and I've lost the lines. This is such a handy thing to have, one-to-one references. Right. And you see it sort of looks a bit odd, like it's stuck there. That's fine at this point. That's why we're going to freehand over the top. Okay, be back in a minute. That's a good start, and we'll have the one-to-ones and we'll assess it, shall we? It'll be 1 second for you, a minute for me. Okay, I'm back. I've printed off 3 sheets just on the default settings. It's in colour, but the default settings, one-to-one. And if I hold this up, you'll see the parts that are wrong. I'm just going to line it up to the car, which I'm sure is right. Edge there, or this line. Okay, so a little bit off on this side here with the masking. The outer edge is actually pretty good, and even this part, which I guesstimated, is pretty close too. So actually overall that's pretty good there. Let's say a little bit on there. I want to just widen out, freehand it. This side's gone a little bit too high, but I reckon I'll get away with that. So that's that one. That's the top part. And I've got the middle, which I won't worry about that. Let's have a look at the bottom now. I'll line that up at the bottom. Super handy thing to have, guys. Like, I am going to make you a video on how to do this one day. Okay, so I'm lining that up with the wing, which I'm sure is pretty good. And yeah, that lines up not too bad. It's a little bit off down the bottom, enough to get away with it. It's not going to look wrong. And there looks actually quite a bit off, so maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Yeah, oh, we'll get away with that. All right, let's the advantage of having that little ghosted bit at the end here. I'll just freehand there. There's a new edge of that tyre there. because I really don't want to have to correct the background too much. Okay, so that just sort of brought that up there. It's a little bit low, but that's fine. That's good, it's just squared off. I can fix that without needing the flips. And that one I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking. This will be the new edge. Just going to bring that in a little bit. So I will make a little bit of white for there. Okay, so that bottom's okay. Let me just double check where they met up. In the middle there. It's very unscientific right now because I'm just trying to get like sort of the happy middle. Okay, so that's, yeah, that's all right. That's all right there, that's all right there. Okay, I did print the middle section, but we won't bother with that. Some tape on this one, that'll help me line it up. Put some tape on the edge so I can left and right it like a book. Just line the wings up there, and that sort of lines up, because any of these might be a little bit out too. I didn't flip the whole car, just give me a rough idea. Up a little bit, and that lines up with the top of the car there, and that lines up there. Okay, happy with that spot. Let me see. Okay, so there's a bit of a, this might have been the part where my gut was telling me you're wrong, Demo. Yeah, that looks a bit, again, I'm not going to get it perfect, it's just making it a little bit more right than it was. That is actually bang on, as is the top, and as is that, and I should have trusted myself because so is that. Okay. Okay, and what I didn't do is I didn't stop. That'll do, here's my eyeballs now. Okay, now I feel more confident. What I didn't do is I didn't stop my timer when I left and printed off the sheet, so I would have, it's going to go off at some point and it'll be 5 minutes too soon going by the video. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. So it means this doesn't really line up, so although it does, because this is the double, so I said I've got that motion blur happening with the tyre. So that was actually a blessing in disguise, that motion blur thing, because a little bit out it's going to camouflage it. I bet you, like every week, last week I went, oh, this only take me half an hour, I'll probably do the tyre too. This will go in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll finish way before an hour. Nah, I bet you it takes an hour 20 like nearly all the other ones have. Okay. I said this was right. Yeah, so very handy having those one-to-ones. Just gives me that peace of mind, and now I'm okay just to go ahead. I normally record in the mornings. Like I said, this is still the same day as the week before, but now it's in the afternoon, so the neighbours are mowing. You can probably hear that. And it's, it was rainy this morning, and now the sun's out, and it's hot as anything in here. That's probably the other reason I'm going to feel like I'm rushing. Tell you what I didn't check, and I'm just going to leave it, is with my one-to-one, how good my, as I just going to go do it, my textures there that I did. So there's a real direction to them, which I got that wrong, okay. So I sort of go a bit more white, so. A little bit tied up. So I'm going to rework the grey on this, grey and white. And hopefully I don't rework so much that that blue goes, because that's, with the blue with this black over it, it's turned into a really nice colour that I was picturing. I might need to do it. So I am going to darken this to give me some room to work with it with the grey over the top. What I actually might do now is just concentrate on the back wheel rather than back and front, because if I can finish that back wheel, then that's behind. Now I can work on the front wheel. I was going to use that one to see the textures down the bottom, but it was a poor quality print, so I won't use that. I've got this one here. It's the one I used last week, but I folded it. Nah, not worth it. Alright. There's not much there actually. It's deceptive how much actual texture there is even in that. It just looks quite simple, and now I'm doing it like, oh yeah, I'll do the dark texture here first this way, then I'll do it the other way with the grey. Now if that's that edge where I'll put a little bit of the sign writing on the side, then I think because you know, I started Googling, sending pictures and stuff, I get a lot more Formula One stuff on my social media, and I'm just seeing a lot more of this era sort of content. Man, it was good, this era. Took it for granted in the day, and I wonder if we'll do that one day with modern one. I haven't been into it as much, the modern one, I must say, because it sort of went a little bit of like, there's only two cars that can win it, and whichever one qualifying by 0.1 of a second, they're going to win. It's changed a bit now, I must say, but yeah, it did lose me for a while. But this era was unreal, especially you watch the doco when Prost and him were in the McLaren. Whoa, that was cool. They hated each other. And Senna was a freak. To make like he was obviously that much better than the rest of them. Like even Prost couldn't beat him on his own. You know, Prost beat him in some championships because Senna blew it. That's the only reason. Okay. But when it was like a straight out race, Prost couldn't get near him. I'm going to go to white. It's going to blue shift, but I'll fix that with grey. And like there was some bluish up here anyway, so it's probably the colour I'm going to want. I do love, this has been forever for me. Normally I'll spend 20, 30 hours on a painting for a reason, so to get done much faster than this project has taken, because I'm doing other stuff at the same time. But I love that feeling when you finish a big project and then you go inside and you have a beer and then get the phone out and check out the photos, and I often end up finding new things to fix on it when it's that, and go, well, it's not quite finished, but I do love that feeling. So I was just imagining then soon, in an hour or so, I'll be doing that, sitting there, yes, I'll finish it, and I'll love it, and then I'll work out. I'm going to get some prints done of this one. I sort of found a spot where I'll hang it up at home, the actual original. But my mate, as soon as he knew I was doing it, he was all over it. I want to print, so I am going to do some prints. I'm going to work out what I'll use, what sizes and stuff I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet. If you think you might be keen for a print, what I'll do, in the description of the video, I'm going to put my email address. You can find it on the channel anyway. If I forgot, just send me an email, say, oh, you'd be real keen for a print if you'd like one of these. It'd be like a good quality. I'm not going to do cheap ones, but okay. Much like the sign writing on the car, whatever this sign writing on the tyre is, it's moving like at 800 miles an hour. It's just going to be massively simplified. I'm doing it with white, and I'm just going to tint it with yellow. Okay. I'm actually going to start doing a little hint of that ghosted wheel. It's dark mostly, but there's a little bit on this side here. A little bit through there. Just a hint of that speed, that gives it already, I can tell. While I've got the white, I'll redo this top edge. Which again, this doesn't happen, but it's showing the speed with art. Hopefully just not, like if I didn't point it out to you, like obviously you can see it, but it's not something that's mentioned. If it's too obvious, yeah, well that doesn't happen in a photo, but which it doesn't, but just hope you get that sense of speed. They're the sort of decisions you make. This is what I was actually thinking before, what AI misses. So it's not what would happen in a photo. It's a decision I made to show the raw speed. AI would never do that. I love AI for lots of reasons, and that's the other reason I'm not actually afraid of AI, because AI will never make decisions like that. Unless I guess I do it. Unless we teach it to that way, but it can't, I don't know, it just can't think like that, in my opinion. We're creative in our nature. Okay, so that was just grey, and what that done is it flattened out the contrast, actually killed any of the blue shift, which I wasn't worried about anyway. It's now the right tone. I actually want to add some blue to it before I go back to the black for the second time, because that blue really worked before and it did disappear. So I'm just going to really lightly add some of that blue. Same time, I'm going to get that skin tone, so I'll put that brownish bit before, that sort of disappeared. It's just there a little bit, but not much. So I'm going to go actually a bit stronger than I feel like I need to, because the black's going to go over it as well. And while I'm on the job, I might put some yellow. I won't rinse it out, so the skin tone and the yellow is going to make a bit of a dirty yellow, and that's exactly what I want right there. Perfect. Right. Now I'll give it a quick rinse. Transparent black. Just want to double check. I've got it here. It's not as crisp anymore than what I had at this front edge. So I'm going to reline that up. Now I know it's out of whack because my A4 is a little bit skewed, which means somewhere along the line I've just gotten a little bit out of whack, because if by rights, because I've got I could print them all off and they should be all perfectly square, go right to the edge, and that would have been the whole thing. So I'm like, it's just helping me keep on track a little bit, that's all. Like, see, it doesn't, I want to just twist that a bit straighter, and then that would line that wheel up, but I would lose what I did on the wing here and the top of that there. So I've done artwork before when I've done everything pixel perfect and they all line up perfect, and that's not what I was doing on this one, so that's okay. But okay, sorry, you can't see on that side. I'm not moving the camera for this, it won't take me long. Here we go. Just needed that edge defined so I can go back to working onto the back tyre. It doesn't have to be pixel perfect, it just has to be not super wrong. And I've done it plenty of times through here. I think there was bits over on the helmet didn't line up straight, like the stripes, this helmet last week. Just a fraction out. I was miles out at one stage. You remember I had to readjust the green stripe on it. As long as I stand back at the end and go, yep. It's gonna look so cool as a print. Maybe I'll try and sell the original and I'll keep a print for myself. This is a pretty big sucker. This size, before I started YouTube and decided to make some airbrush courses, I was painting sports art, and this size would be 5 or 6 grand, and I sold a few of them. Yeah, but I also had a warmed up audience, a place to do it, so I couldn't just turn around. I mean, I might. I think it's worth it because, well, I've proved to myself that it's worth it. But I haven't got the crowd, so I doubt I would sell it. Different sports niche, right? I was doing Australian football players, not motorsports. Although I was always planning to get into motorsport. It's one reason why I actually chose to do Senna or Formula One. I really like the colour down the bottom there. Okay, this is too bright. I'll just knock that off a little bit. Shapes are good though. Now that ghosted wheel around about here also turns black. Oh, someone's text messaging me. Not exactly like the reference, but it doesn't matter. It's just giving me, just a bit, yeah. Got to remember the reason why I've got it. It's just for that sense of speed, subtle. Yeah, I actually like it better than the reference. Like that looks good. I'm just going to stand back and have a look. I like the bottom half, not as much the top half yet, so I'm going to go back to the white. Just repeat that process one more time. White, grey, probably the blue for the third time. But this time it's going to be less. A little bit too sharp. What the white will do now. Let me just flatten the contrast a little bit. I'm not going to do it fully with the white. Just a start, and I'll finish it with the grey. Contrast is good to do there. It was just there, it was a bit flat, a bit too much, sorry. Now the grey. which is running very low. I don't want to top it up there. Being lazy. Oh, that's a bit better. I like that better. Blue. The blue worked really well at the top there. Oh, I was lucky I tested that. Look at that, pain in my hand. The needle didn't fully retract back. So I just would have went, as soon as I touch it, boom, it's coming out quite a lot. You see, I might look at the needle got slack. So if you ever get that, that happens over time. Watch this, ready? It's back. Undo. Do it. It's back forward. It's like it just sort of slips along the needle, like the grip. So that was it. Well, a little bit. That was really lucky. I would have put a big fat blue spot, which wouldn't have worried me, except for that I was nearly finished. All right. There we go. That would have just really annoyed the crap out of me, actually. You see, this time around I've done, the blue the first time I did a really big bit. Now I'm just putting just a hint of it inside some of these textures, the treads. Really lightly there, a little bit there. Yep, happy with that. Give it a good rinse out. I'm going to go to black for the last time, and that back wheel is going to be done. Black. Going to be one. I know I'm not going to get it right. This is a definite abandoned area, not finished, but just good. It's just going to be good enough. I am happy with how it's going. I just know got to get past my everything's got to be perfect brain, because I see what's not right, but I'm not going to put the effort in to get it right. If you know what I mean. Just a hint of that, just killing the overspray that was in the black there, which sort of shifted a little bit. Okay, I'm going to stand back now with this and just assess. Oh, gonna do it one more time. This is me coming saying my attitude was not that good. Starting this is like, yep, I'm gonna get it done under an hour. Let's finish this sucker off. And now I'm like rushing. When I stood back and had a look, just didn't like this area here. It's a bluish area anyway, so I'm not going to worry. Like, I'm just got the white. If it blue shifts, good, because it just helps it all blend in. And just subtle work now, just so I can sign off on it. Almost like a brightish bit right there. It doesn't fully cover, so, but the contrast is really low in a little sort of strip there. Alright, done. Stop looking at it, it's done. I'm going to put this white streak across here. Start working on the front tyre now. Okay, back to black because it needs to be dark enough so I can put the light back on the top of it. Front sort of edge. Getting low on paint too. I just skipped a bit then because I was shaking it around. It missed a bit. Just slow my shaking around rather than put 3 ml of paint in there. Just getting it dark enough. How are we going for time? Wow. My Super Temu high quality Bizzo just broke. It wasn't working. Ah. Right, so that wasn't going. I'll put it back together, don't worry, don't panic. I didn't waste my money on that high quality Temu gear. So the clock there says 37 minutes, but I paused it. So I know, I'm guessing 45, 50, something like that. No idea. Anyway, I do a little bit of editing as far as like when I take a little bit too long to mix up the next colour or something. I normally cut that out. I don't do a lot because I don't want to sit down and watch an hour and a half of stuff that I'm going to watch live with you guys again later. But I do cut out a little bit, and I did pause it to go print my 1-to-1 and stuff. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Who knows? Oh man, I've seriously got no idea. Might be a 6-hour bloody video for all I know, because I forgot about that. I did pause the tape when I went and made the printout. Okay, so that's dark enough now to start putting the next colour on. While I'm here, and a little bit of tweaking on the inside of the inner wheel here. So I've got this shape. There, what happens? There's a highlight from that. You see that control arm disappears under there. This is all just black, nice and easy. Would be a good one to switch to opaque, but being lazy. Good. I don't know what happened here, but fix that up. I do need to get a white in down the bottom there. A little bit in the background, which is so subtle you wouldn't even see it on the screen, but just a little bit of black there. That looks better. It's got to be down the bottom here a bit higher. Black, and while I'm here, I'm able to do that shadow as well. So I've got the nice shadow already there, but there's another one, like a little black one inside that one. Same as this one here. I made a bit of a mistake there, so I'll just drop that wheel a little bit lower and get that secondary shadow inside the first one done. Now it looks like the car's touching the ground. Just want to push this one up a bit higher. It's looking good though. I'm happy. These are some of the stuff, and this is why I've got the black out. Massively simplifying this sort of stuff. And get that a bit lower. Can you see me? I'm still in shot, yeah. All under here. I don't know what I did. I just stopped at that point when I was doing that. There we go. There's some sign writing, which I'm just going to do. Oh, that would have said Gucci, I just realised, but now it just says Goobalooga. Okay, it's a nice straight edge there, so I'm gonna just want to take. This will be quicker and cleaner and better. Swapping the opaque. Like I always say when I swap, this is going to cover heaps better, but I won't spray as well, even though it works pretty well. But this is much better for this application. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, like that. This is me talking to myself here. I really am just like rushing to finish because now I don't no idea how long I've been going for, and it is so close. Well, I've got this black, I sort of don't want to have to return to it. I'm trying to make it look a bit better. First go, I don't want to just keep cycling through. You know, look how I cycle through that, and I will on this tyre. But down here, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to recycle. It's going to be close enough, good enough down the bottom here. Just not wrong. That's all it's got to be. Not super right, just not wrong. Okay. I like that. I'm going to switch now back to the tea black. Just a little bit of work there, so I've got a bit more control back. Let's get a feel for it again. Just this front edge of this wing. That'll do. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Let's get the white out. Put some textures on there, put the sign writing on the sidewall, a couple of highlights. Maybe go through it one more time. And what's in my head right now, Dan, he emailed me, and I've seen him on YouTube. He not always commenting, not always there, but he often does after the fact. And he pointed out a spot here, which I hadn't done yet. And knock over, oh yeah, I haven't done it. It's not the only spot I haven't done. I can see other parts in the middle here, and there's plenty, right? And I don't think I'm going to do that bit. I like that it pops it off, because what that is on the side there is a bit like reflections of the background. So technically it should be there, but I just like if it's a bit more solid that it just pops forward off the background. So it's not out of ego that I'm not going to do it. I actually did appreciate that he pointed it out for me. It's a conscious decision. It's a bit like what I said before about the AI wouldn't make a decision like that because it's not conscious. What do I do there? Just splash water on it. Okay, won't matter. I'll wipe that out now. I mean, I might do a little bit there. I'm just looking at it. Maybe just a little bit of dark red, just here and there. Just about dividing stuff. It's like what I did here. Just a little hint of that black. It's not black on that, but just to divide it if it blends in. So I'm just looking there. It just doesn't quite blend in. So I will do a little bit as I drop the bloody thing. Look at me go. Like absolutely just rushing. So yeah, it's just not my usual vibe, you know. But it's what it is. I don't think it's affecting. Like, I am still looking hard at the artwork and making sure I do as best I can, but should have paused and meditated or something. Right, so this part of the wheel, just wanted to fix that up. That was out a little bit. Just needed, I had the white just to bring that road back up a little bit. Not much, but it was just enough. Beautiful. That's working pretty well. This front edge needs a little bit of work. A little bit of that ghosting of the front wheel too. Okay. Of course, that would say Goodyear, wouldn't it? I just realised. I really like the motion blur that I've got going on these wheels. There's a lot obviously there because they're moving fast, but that hint to the side, I really do like it. Oh, that's actually a bit of rubber or a chunk in his tyre or something. Don't know if I'll bother putting that in. If I did it, then it would look like I made a mistake. A little bit of the writing on the inside of the tyre. Highlight on the control arm and the inside wheel. It's all the stuff that makes it really just pop. Okay. Okay, grey out now. Just going to kill that little spot, kill that white down a little bit, and probably finish the white, get the yellow out, do another writing. There's actually a little bit of blue on this front tyre as well, which I'll do. I'll make sure I wipe that little splash of water that I did on there out. Stand back and do this like I did before. This isn't in the reference, I just wanted to add that little bit more there. I really like that motion blue. I knew when I put it in that I would airbrush it better than the image shows. Okay, rinse it out, go to black. We'll finish off transparent black. We'll see if we can finish off the actual tyre grey black bits. Even though, see, it's just a little bit ghosted even on that edge there and a bit blurry. Moving slow because I'm nearly running out, and instead of mixing up next to the no paint, look at that, it's right on the bottom. I'll just put up with it skipping every now and then as it misses the paint rather than stop and pick up like 2 mil of paint. Yes, there's sarcasm there, I'm being an idiot. Just standing back again. Always, you know, take the reference with me so I can compare from that distance. Okay. Okay, I'm going to not rinse the airbrush out properly, go straight to yellow, which is going to come out like sort of green. Squirt it out till it becomes less green. And then just spray it lightly on there, and that's the colour I want. There we go, lovely. For that, and then rinse it out to blue and put a little bit of blue on that tyre again. Then I'm going to set the camera further back. I'm going to have a look over the whole thing and just finish up, which is not going to be much. I was always looking at like maybe I could do some more on the face, but nah, not now. Right, zooming out, you can have a good look. What I've noticed straight away is I've got a bit of a grubby mark here. So I'm going to get the white out and do that. So excuse my back for a minute. Just with white, it won't take much. Is what I'll do for the rest of this video now. Just stand back, have a look, pick a spot, come back in. Yeah, that didn't need much. All right. So looking. I'm going to sign off on the wheels. The shadows underneath the wheels. Happy enough with that. Again, I'm not trying to get it like perfect to the picture. I just pictures there as my guide. Now I'm just looking at the car. I'm looking around at these gloves now. It's looking all right. I would, yeah, the mirror I could brighten. Not going to bother. Alright, so this is the part we're talking about with that Dan picked out before on the wing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my darker shadow, which is empty, and oh, the bird's firing up now. Okay, so this is like one of those skin shadows there. I'm going to use that, which will work good on the red. First is a bit, I just want to put a dark patch on the front of this wing here. A little bit wider. There's like a front edge to it. Right, so I like that better. There's a grubby mark here, and I didn't do like the gap, so I'm just going to hint at the gap line, not even all the way through, just, and that'll camouflage that grubby line, and it looks alright. Actually, I'm going to do, I know I wanted it to, want this to stand up off it, but I just want to put a little bit because there's a bit of overspray on that, so I'm just going to, nowhere near as strong as the picture, just a little bit of those sort of reflection on the edge there, and put this line all the way down. Might even just switch to a different colour in a second. That's better. Excuse my back as I do that. This is all little things you probably, I'm not even sure if you can see. Right. Payne's Grey, which I've had a lot of trouble with, this batch. think the original bottle it settled too much in the bottom. I got a little bit out, and then in the time it sort of settled in this bottle separately. So it's very, very weak. I'm just going to work a little bit more on this edge of the thing. So it blends too much into the background. So I didn't want to use black because that's too strong. Alright, and now it looks a little bit odd because it's just a black, like a cartoon sort of line. So I'm going to continue that little reflective sort of shapes in there, so it looks like it was meant to be part of it. So, not copying the picture at all actually in that section, but just enough to do its job. Yeah, I'll take this off now because now I don't want to look at that, I just want to look at the picture. There'll be something for sure that I'll see later on. I think we're going to call it. This is exciting. It's exciting. Got to put the big signature on there. That's it. We are done. So what was that? 12 weeks. However long this was, we're about 16 odd hours. Ayrton Senna. Thank you everybody for turning up to the premiere every time. Yeah, really appreciate that. Look out for more content over time. I'll do some little time-lapse bits of this one maybe, and we'll see what we're doing. But there's going to be more videos coming. There's going to be a little bit of a break from the actual premieres and lives for a bit, unless I get super inspired. But yeah, thank you everybody. Yeah, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.